Hey, what's going on guys? Jake Verdon Tech here, back with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Western Digital Black Xbox Series S and Series S expansion drive. And with all the new games coming out that have a really large storage requirements, this is probably going to be the best option moving forward if you're looking to expand your storage on your Xbox. So kicking things off, this is the Western Digital Black C50 expansion card that is both compatible for the current gen Xboxes, the Series S and Series X. For those of you that know the current gen Xbox pretty well, you know that this is a huge deal when it comes to accessories for Xbox in this gen. And this is for a number of reasons. Number one is when the Xbox Series S and X first came out, the Series S was the one that was more widely available and it only came with 500 gigs of storage. And most titles these days are going to be anywhere from 50 gigs and up. There are some that are a little bit lower, but realistically, the modern AAA titles that are coming out are even hitting around 100 plus gigs. On release, we did have an expansion drive option, but it was the one proprietary drive from Seagate that was the only one that was on the market, and it is wildly expensive. The storage to price ratio is really poor on the Seagate drive. At the time of release, you could find them anywhere from $220 to $250 for the 1 terabyte model. And that equates to paying about 25 cents per gigabyte of storage. And just to give you guys a comparison, some of the most high-end NVMe drives that you can get for your PC can be picked up for anywhere around $90 to $100 these days. So you're looking at about 10 cents per gig on those. And I understand there is, opposed to an M.2 drive, there is some interfacing differences in the architecture when it comes to the expansion drives. But Western Digital has come in with a really affordable option that's probably going to be the best way to go moving forward. Right now, at the time of recording, you can pick up the 1 terabyte model for $149.99, or you can pick up the 512 for $79.99, which is much more reasonable, around 15 cents per gig. Now, I have made videos in the past using different types of external hard drives or external SSDs. One I recommended was the Samsung T5 or T7. Really good USB SSD, but you're not going to get the performance that you would using the native expansion cards. And the other main issue we ran into with those is the newer Series X and S optimized titles wouldn't actually be able to be played directly off those drives. So you would have to transfer it to the internal storage, or if you had an expansion card as well, you would have to run the game off of one of those drives. So talking about the device itself, I opted for the 512 gigabyte model for my Series X. And for me, this isn't a bad amount of storage. I don't have a huge library that I keep actually on the console, so 512 will be sufficient for me for now. And as far as the build quality, it feels really good. It feels like a very small, rugged drive. It is nice just plugging it directly into the back of the console and not having to worry about a tethered USB connection or anything like that. Talking about performance of the Western Digital Black C50 expansion card, so far I gotta say I'm very impressed. The overall read and write speeds seem really good with this expansion card. I haven't done a whole lot of testing on it so far. I've just done one transfer with Forza, played a little bit. I did test the quick resume and kind of multitasking between Forza and YouTube, and overall the performance has been very good. I wasn't able to find a transfer speed or read write speeds of this expansion card on Western Digital site or really anywhere that you can purchase this card. From my testing, we were averaging right around 3 gigabytes per second, which is crazy fast. And the transfer I did was with Forza Horizon 5, which is a 130 gigabyte install, and it took about 7 minutes to move from my internal storage to the expansion card. So in my opinion, fantastic transfer speeds. Multitasking was really good, and I noticed the loading screens really didn't take too long for Forza, so it did really good in that department as well. Next, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just wanted to go over the installation process real quick with you guys if you did have any questions. So the expansion card will plug directly into the expansion card slot on the Xbox Series S or X, and it does fit only one way, so you'll definitely know if you have it in backwards, it basically won't go in at all, which is good. So once it is connected, you can go over to your games and apps, and then if you go to manage and manage storage devices, you'll be able to see the expansion card and the storage that it has available. So the expansion card does come pre-formatted, it seems. I would recommend formatting it, especially if you're going to differ from the default settings. And when formatting, you're going to have a couple options. So option one is going to be if you're using the expansion card on a single Xbox console. And then the other formatting is this drive will be used on multiple consoles. So I think it does do a little bit different formatting structure. If you do want to take the card out and plug it into a different Xbox, whether it's the Series S or X, it's going to format a little bit differently if you are going to be moving between consoles. For my use case, I'm only going to be using it on the Series X, so I just selected this drive will stay attached to this console. And once that's completed, you should be good to transfer or install any new games on your new expansion card. So that is going to wrap up this video, guys. Thank you for checking this one out. Not a whole lot to cover on this one just because we are just talking about expansion storage, but I definitely wanted to make a video on this as I think Western Digital's done an awesome job with the C50 expansion drive and really bringing probably the most needed accessory to the Xbox platform, as storage has been kind of iffy the past few years since this console's release. We have just been so limited on options, and with the Seagate expansion drive being at the price point it was at, it was really hard to justify. And then along with the issues we talked about earlier with the modern titles aren't able to be played on any type of external drive. So this is a huge W in the Xbox space right now, in my opinion. I would also keep an eye out if you are in the market for expansion storage and you're not able to get your hands on the Western Digital Black expansion card. Right now, availability, they seem to be in stock everywhere, but not sure if that will change. But I would also keep an eye out on the Seagate expansion cards. With this competition entering the market, I think they have no choice but to lower the prices on some of those expansion drives. And the Seagate offering is obviously a very good one. It's always just been the price point that's been the issue. So I'd imagine those prices will start to fall on those drives as well. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, make sure to drop a like on it. And if you want to see more tech related videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.